welcome to the Overwatch Oasis League. My name is Charles Tang, joined by Millie and Mr. CB tonight.
Hello.
How we doing,
What
folks?
up, what up, what up?
I'm doing pretty good. How about y'all?
Doing great.
I'm a little sweaty because Boston's been on like an ungodly amount of hot recently. I worked outdoors all day, so that's gross. But you want to hear something sad, chat? I fell off so I have a scooter I used to get around the city, and I fell off. And so I got like all these nasty rashes up and down my arms and my shins. So I'm just like leaking blood all over my chair as I'm sitting here doing this.
That is a horrifying image, but wide people sad.
Super hot, super hot.
But scooter aside, we have a fantastic lineup coming up for you tonight. It is playoff season here in the Overwatch Oasis League, and I am delighted to bring forward what will sure to be a scintillating series as NA Alt Management take on Pizza Planet Deep Dish here in our first of two semifinals. Ppdd versus Rogue Knights coming online soon. A date yet to be set. I believe that's sometime this weekend, though. So stick around, check our Twitter for more updates. I mean, I don't know if there's much to say here, CB. Both these teams, I mean, their records speak for themselves. NA Alt and the Pizza Planet Deep Dish are our second and fourth seed so far this season. Got through a pretty tough quarterfinal matchup, of course, as CB, you and I had the pleasure to cast a 3-2 series as Rogue Knights knocked Jokers wild. At first time of asking, a Pizza Planet Deep Dish actually reverse swept Duck Duck Goats to book their spot here. So both these teams have weathered some pretty aggressive storms here, CB.
Yeah, for sure. This is sure to be a banger of a match, if I do say so myself. I mean, these teams have fought, through thick and thin. I mean, especially that reverse sweep. That's just that is tough on the mental to just come back from that sort of situation. But I mean, this is sure to be a heck of a match. I mean, yeah, there really isn't much to say. We just need to get the lineups going and get ready to start this thing. Well, of course, how the playoffs work. The higher seed gets to choose first map, and then loser of that map gets to choose, so on and so forth, until we have a winner. And I'm sure this is best of three. I'm just assuming.
This is correct. Only our final is first to four, which is going to be an absolute drag race and a straight shot, I'm assuming, right? Just an easy 4-0. That's how finals work, nice and clean. Nothing crazy
just
for
like
us to go on about. So already NAL showing a lot of unity here with the coordinated San Francisco Shock player icon. So CB, I don't know if this is really dumb for me to have just noticed this. So they're called the San Francisco Shock, right? And like their logo is whatever that is, and I'm like, oh, it's because of earthquakes.
Yeah.
And it only like 2 days ago, in the middle of one of our scrims, I noticed that was also the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, I'm dumb too. I never noticed that. I guess I'm pretty dumb
chat, we're off to a terrible start.
Dang, I feel dumb. I'm not gonna lie. Well, thank you for putting me down, but anyways, I want to talk about like what.
Can you guys run through real quick and just make sure everybody's profile is open, and then we can get this thing rocking and rolling?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. I'll go through
just check
PD.
match chat real quick, and I'll take NA else.
Okay, I'll take
Thanks,
Pizza
guys.
Planet. Okay, so let me just look at these profiles. I'm on the spectator now for the Pizza Planet.
So the control map will be randomized. So I've have these maps listed from. I'm gonna pull up a random number generator, and CB will be here to pick our lineup, our map lineup. So CB, give me a number between 1 and 5.
Let's go with 3.
3. We will be starting on Oasis.
Very fitting, very fitting.
I mean, so Oasis is a really interesting map, CB. And if chat isn't familiar yet, CB, will you please let us know what your favorite composition to see is?
Okay, so on Oasis is a very interesting map because it's one of those maps where it's very hard to take control of, especially on what's it called? I think it's City Center and Gardens. Both of those, it's really hard to take control once a team has the point. So usually whoever caps the point first is going to win that out because they could just stall forever. So, and especially with City Center, I would be shocked if a team didn't try some sort of Winston Zarya comp. I mean, these teams are known for running Rhines, like especially in Tier 2 scene. You see a lot of Rhine Zarya, so I'm expecting that on maybe Gardens. And the last map kind of blanks in my head. I forget which one that one's like. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you could expect to see Ryan Zarya on a couple of them, but on City Center, I would be surprised if no one at least tries to run Winston on that map.
And I mean, when it comes to, yeah, no, I agree, and I think that the Mei is also really good, especially at University, given the size of these chokes.
Yeah, University, yeah, that's the one that always slips my mind, but University, definitely you have to run the Reinhardt, or some sort of brawl, because, I mean, there really is no high ground to control with dive, so you can't get away with it. The only high ground to control are these two little windows up top that you just, it's really only useful for like DPS, hit scan up there, to just dominate up there. So yeah, we got the readies. What?
Millie, before we continue, I made a mistake. Yep, sorry. Li Jiang is the first. It was selected, and I missed that somehow in Stream Team. My apologies, chat. But so Li Jiang is our first map. So we hope that somebody else picks Oasis. So all of CB and I's analysis isn't wasted away. But so we have the readies coming out from both sides, and we are ready to kick off the semifinal here in the Overwatch Oasis League.
Okay, so disregard everything we said about Oasis. We're moving on to Li Jiang. Hey, but it's a good filler, I guess. But yeah, we're starting on Gardens here. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of brawly kind of comps. You can get away with you know, Wrecking Ball here if you're really, you know, feeling it. But I really am expecting to see like Orisa, Sigma, you know, Reinhardt, that kind of stuff, you know.
Well, it appears that you are incorrect, as we see a Hog coming out already. You're running the Sigma, which I've seen them do so many times this season, legit on the Junkrat. Of course, this could all be a debate. We could be going, yep, Bego Taquino going to Lucio, the good old-fashioned CC and environmental kills here.
Yeah, I don't know about the Hog pick. This could be trolled, but if this is a serious comp, the Hog is just going to get bullied. He can get booped off so many times, but if you can take control of the point first, you probably have a good shot of winning it, so we'll see what they can do with it.
So Bego Taquino is going to not be on the Lucio, just using that for a little bit of a speed boost to get that very cumbersome and slow composition to point, but definitely you're not going to be as quick as Pizza Planet Deep Dish, as they used a wonderful teleporter to get there, and the lovely hook coming up from Psycho Mantis to secure the first elimination of this series. Legit though does find a kill onto to trade out Psycho Mantis though, so Ppdd deep dish without their Roadhog for now. A lot of damage and a lot of CC not going to be utilized, and just as I say that, Legit takes out Neo Golden King as well. So it's a 6-on-5 fight that the Psycho Mantis has returned to the point. Misses the hook there, as Prophetic One is just laying down the damage here on point. Legit's laying down a lot of damage, although the tire does come out and takes down Ranch Depressant. Pause works, chat, no worries. But a great work here, as you can see the perspective of Legit's hammer, just getting so much damage and absolutely melting away at those shields, turning that into a double as well. Neo Golden King doing everything they can to just get a little bit extra ult charge. Eventually, does end up, manages to get out. Psycho Mantis caught in a pretty rough position here though. Prophetic One. Oh, that's another hook kill.
Oh,
so that could start the
goodness.
that could start the push back away. The Symmetra wall is committed, and you have no Orisa here to really anchor your team. And Neo Golden King is going to punch in and do so much damage here without the fortify of the reset to mitigate all that damage. Gene's Booty with a quadruple kill, CB.
This is insane. I mean, I was just about to say, and that's the power of double shield, you know, as soon as they take point, they just win. But Gene's Booty just comes up with the clutch, with the 4K. I mean, that TP was pretty huge though, leading the Hog in, back into the fight, so keeping everything alive.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna leave the lobby. Psycho Mantis, that's 3 limbs. We gotta check the stats. I believe every single final blow that Psycho Mantis has popped out so far this map has been a environmental kill, but I mean, they've been extremely crucial. They've won them 2 fights already. I know that this technically wasn't a fight, but you hook someone, you buy yourselves a full 30-second reset. So, fair play over to Psycho Mantis.
Yeah, and I mean, this comp, like I said, as soon as they take control right here, this comp is going to be really strong for breaking shields and getting that damage out, but there goes the
High Noon now is paired with the Amp Matrix and able to do too much damage here, though, as Ppdd just do a great job pulling back, and the Bongos are committed. The damage boost is coming out. Legit finds a double, another great tire coming out from one of the league's best Junkrat players, of course. But don't forget, Gene's Booty still has that symmetric teleporter ready to go, but that's not going to last long.
Yeah, Legits came out pretty huge in that fight. Almost won them the first fight. I mean, they kind of did, you know, capturing that point for 24%. But yeah, he's been pretty clutch on the Junkrat, you know, finding some huge value out of his tires each and every time they use the tire. So if they can keep this kind of spam up and, you know, building up these tires rather quickly, they have a good shot of winning this point. But let's see what the Symmetra can do for Gene's Booty.
Alright, so it looks like another teleporter strand here, going on to the right side this time and forcing ult management in a really uncomfortable position. But Psycho Mantis could be using this to crack the point open with a big hook here. The Coalescence is committed as well as Neo Golden King takes down Master Link. Little primary fire kill, I believe. The slam comes in. Really, really good punch coming in from the Neo Golden King, as a lot of ults are committed as well. Psycho Mantis with the whole hog pushing everybody off the point, but Gene's Booty already find 2, and Chrono Zeo kills the Sigma, as well as Euro Beast Boy. Euro Best Boy is sent back to spawn. CB, 1-fight territory maybe here?
Yeah, this is definitely one fight territory, especially with the Symmetra. If someone dies, they can just come back, set up the TP, stall it out. I mean, this Symmetra has been pretty huge, especially with that last TP. Caught them off guard. They thought they were going to go window. No, went around and, you know, caught them off guard. That was nice communication by Pizza Planet. We'll see if they can do it here right now with the Rip Tire.
So that's tire coming through. It's not blown up just yet, and Legit takes down Ragnarok out. Nationally goes to the background and then assassinates Neo Golden King. We did have a chance to touch on the software switch over here, but that's going to be absolutely massive to mitigate the aggression of a Doomsday support. A Bodyguard Sombra is a really, really underrated part of this game, and Billy can give us a little more information on that later. Gene's Booty takes down Nicholas Aquino with just a nicely played triplet of choice here, and Neo Golden King punches in, but is trapped and locked. Take that, Doom, take CC jail. Prophetic One and Euro goes down though, so that's any ult management left without a tank line. And Pizza Planet Deep Dish scores the opening blow here in the Overwatch Oasis semifinals.
The Sombra wasn't a bad idea either from NA. They had a good idea with it, with hacking up the Roadhog, not being able to use the heal or the Doom Fist. Even the Moira or Orisa would have been good targets to hack, but that swap came a little too late in my opinion. Couldn't build up that EMP fast enough. I think that was more of a desperation switch more than anything. I'm expecting a lot more double shield on this point. You could run the Brawl, but double shield is just such a strong comp that I would be surprised if he strayed away from it, and Psycho Mantis is still on the hog. Interesting.
Go. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm also getting news that the Oregon Dispensary gang is here today, but that though I have some questions, chat. We'll ask those later. We got Ppdd on a little bit of a cheeky little flank as the Reaper, and is forced to use Wraith early on to get out of there. Psycho Mantis with a huge hook though, forcing Euro out of position. Master Link with a great peel coming in, pushing in with those Reaper shotguns to keep her Sigma alive. Usually it's the other way around. You'd love to see that teamwork. A great wall comes up though. Depressant is kind of, well, Depressant's kind of right, living up to their name and being walled off, but doesn't die thanks to the Fortify coming out there, as Depressant is able to rejoin their team. Ppdd just gets eliminated early on. Depressant finally, after eating so much CC and so much damage, the tankiness of their Risa has their limit, and she does eventually end up going down. Euro Master Link finally kill a piece. Kappa just bops Neil Golden King on the nose as NA alt management gained first control of control center.
Yeah, and this is exactly why I don't like the hog pick on this map. The hog pick is just so vulnerable to what the DPS run on this map. Typically you see the Reaper and everything.
Oh, a great wall coming out, and you're frozen up, but legit a little too aggressive here as Master comes out with the Death Blossom and takes out Ppdd, who has just switched over to that far. Prophetic One is backing up, backpedaling very aggressively, and a lovely little hook coming up from Psycho Mantis, showing that yes, just like CB said, you are quite vulnerable as a hog here, but the hook is still being able to find massive utility here. Prophetic One continues to back off. The Fox was just committed, and the whole hog is going to be pushed forward by Psycho Mantis. Another hug coming out. Great work to eliminate Kappa here, as the look of Ppdd Planet Deep Dish are going to be able to start swinging the point back in their favor. Master Link does their best to keep everybody distracted and try to keep legit on the point as long as possible, but with 51% on the clock, Ppdd Planet Deep Dish gain control of the point.
Yeah, and the Reaper pick was pretty huge. Master Link got picked off early, and that gave Hog plenty of room to work with, not having to worry about the Reaper just, chunking him down with those shotguns, which is really why they lost the first fight in the first place. Was, they couldn't sustain on the point because Hog really doesn't have much sustain against Reaper. Oh, nice wall!
Comes out, but the counter bar is there. The counter barrage is there. Farah dodges the Sigma shield there. Thoughts on how the barrage and the Farah pick in general is going to change up the tempo and place on this game, TV?
Yeah, it's definitely a weird pick for Ppdd, especially on this point, but it does provide a lot of shield pressure, forcing people to swap, and there it is. Master Link is going to be going on to the Ashe, so they have to counter the Farah because you can't really do anything as a Reaper. So it's a good off kind of pick for them to do right there.
An amazing flux coming up. Catches 4 even after Depressant uses Fortify to get out of there. Now the Coalescence is forced to be committed to keep everybody up and healthy. Prophetic One steams forward, does so much damage, winning out on that Orisa duel. The wall comes out though, so you're trading 1-for-1, not 1-for-1, then you trade your tank line for the singular Orisa, as the Blizzard is now committed as well, as Ppdd Planet look to get some exit kills, and exit kills are there, as Psycho Mantis commits the whole hog as well, finding both the supports, as Neil Golden King finds both the damage heroes. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. 84% and counting, and on one hand, you might have to argue they commit, Ppdd Planet Deep Dish here committed a lot of ultimates to try to hold on to that point here, but you still have the rally, you still have the bongos, and most importantly, you have 96% control progress. Oh, Euro!
Ooh.
Euro probably going for a cheeky little flank to try to touch. The rally comes out, and Ppdd Planet Deep Dish takes the first map here in the Overwatch Oasis.
Yeah, and I want to call back to Ppdd's pick onto Farah. Actually, that was actually such a smart play because you force the Reaper to swap to deal with you, which leaves the counter to the Roadhog just completely non-existent, and it makes their comp so much better. And he just switches onto the Tracer. Once he gets countered, and what is it? Master Link doesn't have. Yeah, Master Link doesn't have time to.
Chess, not checkers, folks. That's an outplay if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, they don't have time to swap back onto the Reaper because it's last fight, so it's pretty 5-head of them, I would say.
Agreed.
We got Seth Trollins in chat as well. Always happy to see you. Pokecross fam is definitely has picked a side here. Very vocal supporter of the NA alt. Here, Globe Dragon, you're gonna have to explain this a little more. Are you advertising your own stream? Clearly not, so I'm just a little confused, Globe Dragon, but I do appreciate any and all attention we're getting. Nations in chat as well. Gaming Kirby, how are we doing? And I think Gaming Kirby's right. That's just smarter Overwatch. Like you said, CB, the switch onto the Pharah forced the Reaper to switch onto the Ashe, and Psychomantis was then able to kind of run riot on that with that Roadhog. And a really strong start from Pizza Planet Deep Dish. Even during that first map, if we're going to talk about smarter Overwatch, they use the sim so intelligently. They clearly have teleporter strats rehearsed, and they know where to place those sim barriers. And it's just a well-oiled machine so far. But what I will also say is that Lijiang is a map that a lot of teams are prepping to play here. But now that NA alt management get map pick, Pizza Planet Deep Dish may be going onto a map they probably may be weaker on or may have less practice on, so it will be extremely interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, NA alt could go either way. They can go with either a map that Pizza Planet is not as good on, or they can go with something more that's their strength, or maybe if there is a...
Looks like we're going to get Blizzard World. NA picks Blizzard World.
Interesting pick.
So Blizzard World is some of the longest sight lines you'll find in this game. I think ranked just second behind Junkertown CB.
Yeah, it is very open sightlines on pretty much the entire map, so you can get away with running the Widow, or you can run the Ashe, which is a bit of a safer pick if you don't feel that you would pop off as much. So this is definitely, if NA alt has better hit scan players than Pizza Planet, then I'd be feeling very confident if I was them going into this one. But we'll see how this one fares. I'm expecting more double shield as we go along. Maybe Pizza Planet sticks with the Hog, but I personally wouldn't, especially on this map. But who knows? They made it work on Control Center, so if they can make it work on that, they could figure out a way to weasel the way into that comp on Blizzard World.
Blizzard World is also really interesting, right? As you come through streets, the decision here becomes how you deal with that high ground in streets, because a lot of teams at this level choose to ignore it because it's just, I mean, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of it takes a lot of practice and a lot of pre-planning to decide how to hold that high ground.
Yeah, high ground's definitely going to be a very important thing to control, especially if that's where you're going to put your hit scan. If the hit scan just has free reign up there, it's just going to be hard to stop the defense. But if they manage to take them off the high ground, it should be a lot easier to push it. I will also touch on the fact that Pizza Planet actually did a pretty unique thing on Lijiang. They, remember how you were talking about how they just kind of dumped all their ults into that one fight? Well, they did save the supercharger and the rally, which, actually is all you need to win a fight. Rally keeps people alive, and supercharger just, makes you way, more of a DPS if you're like a tank or something. But
well, CB, if you're in any of my solo queue ranked games, my teammates will have you believe that supercharger has to be duoed with the amplification matrix. But I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I see that a lot in ranked games too. You just can't. I can't escape ELO hell. It seems.
I will say though, those are also both extremely efficient ways to get your teammates' ultimates up. So I don't know how you feel about using those really, really early, just as an engagement tool, just as a battery.
Yeah, I think using Amp Matrix as an engagement tool is pretty effective because if you place it in a proper position, you can force people to move off or take a bunch of damage. For Supercharger, you can initiate it with it as well, but I'd much rather use it mid-team fight to turn the tides of a fight. It seems like a better use for it. I could be wrong though, you know.
So it does look like Psycho Mantis is going to sit this map out. Of course, Psycho Mantis is far from a Roadhog one trick, but given that they are one of the better Roadhogs, if not one of the best Roadhogs in the league, are we presuming that there's going to be no Roadhog in Blizzard World?
That could be a very likely scenario. I would assume that this map, they probably know that they have to run the double shield. Like I was saying, but it'll be interesting to see what they decide to run. I mean, if you're gonna run Hog, you might as well keep Psycho Mantis in. They've been playing so well on the Hog, so you know.
Chat, please stop fighting, chat. No, muffins in for Pizza Planet. People were just, there was kind of a riot happening in chat. And bring your lactate foes, because mild chlamydia would like the mantequilla, so we'll try to make those arrangements as well. Please, with every fiber in my body, I am asking you not to explain your Twitch username either.
Yeah, no self promos here, mate. I'm sorry about that.
Budweiser is playing support. King Leo, just give us a second to sort this out. During playoffs, of course, losing team picks the map, and once the map is picked, we're going to then go in and pick our lineup. So it's just going to take a little bit longer. Millie, how are we doing today?
Doing great, man. Doing great. This is a little bit harder than I thought.
Right. Fair enough.
But we are almost ready to go.
Copy that. Take your time, Millie. Once the game starts, I also have a question for you as we load into the map, but that's for a little bit later, as it looks like Rancher President and Jean's Booty are going to stick on the tank line here for Pizza Planet Deep Dish. Yeah, like we said, Muffin and Shini are going to come on the damage lineup, and Ragnarok and Lenvax playing support.
You guys are way ahead of me. What's your question, though? See if I can multitask.
Yeah, my question is kind of your philosophy on how to play a bodyguard Sombra, right? If they have a ball, if they have a Doomfist, there's a lot of Sombras, and like the conventional wisdom here is to play the Sombra behind the enemy team, but a backline Sombra in your own backline is interesting to see.
Yeah, let me get back to you on that. Hang on.
Yeah, no worries. Do what you got to do.
Give me a
Seth Trolins, don't hold up. Listen, Seth Trolins. Listen, Mild Chlamydia 52 and I will be friends, and we will make friends with each other in the support groups that I'm sure both of us are a part of. So don't encourage them. Yeah, sorry, Pokey Cross fam wants to jump into the lobby. We're full, bro. And tonight's a pretty hefty Twitch chat as well. So y'all go nuts with each other. And tell me why, if you can, choose between emojis of different races of people, why you can't choose between a cauliflower and a broccoli emoji.
Wait, what?
I know.
That is
right? Like, I mean, it feels like if the technology is there to choose between a black person, a white person, and the default emoji yellow person, then why not broccoli and cauliflower?
That just blew my mind. That is interesting commentary, to say the least. Okay, Yeah, I don't think we have any more subs. I'm just making 100% sure. Yeah, we don't. Okay, so. Mm, yeah, honestly, if Psycho Man is coming out, I don't think they're gonna be playing Hog.
I
I
mean,
don't know what they'll run.
to be fair, I don't think Hog's very good on Blizzard World, but then again, we said the same about Control Center. A lot of double barrier I'm expecting. I think the Sigma is going to do a lot of heavy lifting. But we've also seen some very effective Diva gameplay come out on Streets here. Once again, like we said, the high ground control is so important and so crucial as you push through Streets. But do you expect teams to switch to a full-on Brawl CB once you get into Castle?
I mean, if they have ult snowballing into, whether it's the defense, they just stop them, or the attack is just rolling through and they have all the ults to work with, obviously not, but if they pretty much wasted every single ult there is, I'd expect for maybe we can see the Rhine, but I mean, if you're gonna run it, you might as well just run it on first point as well. It's not a bad comp to run, but double shield's just so much stronger, to be honest. Alrighty.
So just figuring out a spectator issue in chat here, so just give us a second. We're just trying to figure out the logistics of playoffs and of a lobby, and my brain cells truly are working at overtime as I try to do more than one thing at once.
Yeah, I don't have too many, so they're just kind of like, a couple of them rubbing together, sparks kind of every now and then. That's kind of how I run.
You're getting sparks out of them, CV? Damn. Okay. What a flex. So the readies are coming out. So
we going in. Yeah, Bodyguard Sombra. It's way underrated, especially on ladder, I would say. And really, you just wait for people to come in and punish them. You're always trying to hack whatever shield is pushing into your team.
Do you bother getting cloaked then, or do you just play out in the open and?
Typically, I would say you kind of cloak for your first engagement in each fight, just to have a good upper hand on whomever you want to hack, and then you can play with your shield or a little bit of an off angle, and then whenever you win the fight because of your awesome hacks, that's when you go kind of farm EMP, translocator somewhere that's close to your team, normally high ground. And yeah, it's way underrated, because if your team is listening to hacks and whatnot, you can really punish anybody that comes into your front line, back line, whatever. Punch them down real quick.
And chat, the operative word in that sentence is if. If your team is listening to your hacks. But so on the defense, we have, so Jean's Booty on the Diva already before we get into Streets. Probably hoping to be here on this high ground to help pocket Muff and Pirate and give them a little bit of protection. Branch Depress is setting up on the back end of point, and the Torp turret getting its own personal Orisa shield. Master Link on the Pharah though, CB.
Okay, yeah, Pharah I can understand running this. This is it's just gonna be countered by the Ashe, honestly. But Jean's Booty is on the Diva, which is interesting because they were playing the DPS last round, so I'm excited to see what they bring to the role of tank. That Pharah is gonna have to watch out for a damage boosted Ashe though. One tap to that head and that's it. It's over.
Looks like we're gonna have dueling Ashes on Blizzard World. It's very fitting.
So it looks like we got South Electric here using the accretion onto some balloons here. Very festive of everybody. As Shimmy goes down early on though. So it does look like Pizza Planet Deep Dish are going to down a player, but not if Lenvax has anything to say about it. When you play a Mercy, don't make mistakes. You get second choices. We have Jean's Booty going in. Oh, really deep here. Gets chunked down to half health and is forced to back up. Ragnarok Alex down to half health as well. If Winston does get taken out by Sky Blue, Sky getting a lot of work done here, as we can see with that first deep pocket as well. Rise to press and go down to Valkyrie from Lenvax coming up. Maybe just a little bit too late to keep your Orisa alive, as Jean's Booty is DMAC on point as well.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they lost the Ashe to contest the Pharah, this Pharah has just been throwing in so much damage. I mean, there's really nothing they can do to stop it. I mean, they're trying to stall it out right here with Tor, but it's just not gonna work. The Pharah won the fight, and you know, from there, free reign. They already have their ult build up. I mean, look at all these ults for the side of not Pizza Planet, NA ult management. It's just so much to work with. So yeah, we'll see what they can do on this little street kind of phase. The Ashes should be the difference here.
Really early, and the Bob is stepping in to buy themselves so much space. So what this means is that Ppdd and Deep Dish are going to be able to set up at the car wash, and this is probably one of the most difficult points to defend here.
Sorry.
I mean, in any point in Overwatch, this is a really difficult, really tough place to push through. And we can see Ragnarok Alex is there to back everybody up with the amplification matrix. Filthy Reindeer not to be discounted though, with a like we said, the App Matrix supercharger duo that we see so much in the ladder. And you have a feeling that Shinigami's Torb Molten Core is going to be absolutely massive.
Yeah, they have. I mean, NA management just has so much to work with here that it's gonna be hard to win out the fight. There's Master Link.
The core comes up the dueling. Matrix is there as well, and that's kills left, right, and center for Jean's Booty, Master Link, and Shinigami. Love Power picks off Kappa as well, and Lenvax gets the res on the Ranch Depressant, and Pizza Planet Deep just end up looking really healthy here.
Yeah, if I were them, yeah, they swap off the Pharah. That's the right choice. You just have so many counters against you on Pharah. It's just not a good option. Yeah.
Ragnarok Alex gets picked up really early, so Jean's Booty is using the Diva bomb to get aggressive and by themselves just a little bit of fit. Bob comes out, Ranch Depressant with the great. Oh, that's a huge pull to pull the Bob completely out of line of sight and out of the fight. So that's essentially a free bomb that you're getting out of Sky Blue here. Shinigami takes down Sour Electric as Pizza Planet Deep Dish continue their excellent hold here through streets.
Yeah, NA ult management is just not finding enough value out of these ultimates. They throw one in, but it's just not finding the value. I'll give credit to where, you know, credit is due. Pizza Planet did an absolute wonder stopping that Bob just by, you know, going around the corner and pulling it back, so they just couldn't damage them. So, you know, I'll give credit to them for doing that, but they, NA ult needs to be a little smarter when it comes to throwing in these ults.
Well, speaking of ults, the Bob has been committed. I don't know if that's going to be really helpful given the positioning of where Pizza Planet are right now, in conjunction with the NA ult's positioning, but they are committing ultimates, so the Molten Core comes out as well, and it looks to be in the most part NA ult are managing to step out of it and stay healthy. So we have the Junkrat pick coming up from Master Link, switching off of that Pharah. Are you just looking to build a tire here? Since I don't know how effective the nades are going to be against that Diva defense matrix.
Yeah, you could build the tire and then just try to win out by killing maybe the person.
Oh jeez, the flux coming out from Sour Electric as NA ult manager do an excellent job getting out of the range of fire. Master Link does get taken down though. And just a little bit of chaos coming out as Sour Electric isn't able to find anybody. Filthy Reindeer chunked down so low and eventually taken out by Jean Booty's Diva Bomb. I mean, this is good Overwatch. Pizza Planet are able to hold on here. Continues to hold on here at Car Wash after, what is it, 3 or 4 fights? And then look at the positioning of Shinigami.
Yeah, this is just a masterclass defense that you see from Pizza Planet. It's just insane how they're able to just find these defense, you know, or just find the defense to hang on and just not dive, but Sky Blue.
The Bob was placed in a really interesting position here, and Muffin Pyre was just kind of in a really bad position. You either have to run away to the enemy team or you let the Bob mow you down. And so Pizza Planet are eventually pushed back here, but even if NA ult do cap, it's going to be really close to a overtime cap, and the bongos are now committed, so the supercharger is here on point. A lot of damage amplification coming through. Muffin Pyre takes out Buttweiser with a wonderful dynamite. Ranch Depressant turns that into a double as well, and the Bob is committed. One fight, not even one fight, stall territory now for NA ult management. They do have Filthy Reindeers supercharging here, but you might not want to be playing their Rissa if all you're trying to do is hold. On the side of the Pizza Planet Deep Dish, just the Molten Core. When I say just, I mean the Molten Core, because that's going to be so efficient in stopping the enemy from trying to touch. And, well, as the game ends, as the round ends, we see a double kill coming out from that core, as Pizza Planet Deep Dish kind of exhibits a textbook defense.
Yeah,
that was solid.
Yeah, that's such a great defense on the side of Pizza Planet that I mean it just makes their win condition just so easy. All they have to do, cap first point, don't even finish the streets phase, and there you go, you win. Easier said than done though. You still have the defense of NAL to crack, so we'll see what they can pull off here. Let's see if they can pull it together. I mean, we've seen plenty of full holds on first point of Blizzard World before, so I mean anything's possible. Let's see what kind of comp they run though.
Alright, it looks like Millie has taken very kindly to the feedback we're getting in chat, and that's a champion view if I've ever seen one.
What's the feedback in chat? I haven't even looked at it.
No worries, just keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
We got and just try not to give us too much motion sickness. We got Filthy Reindeer and Sal Electric playing a really standard double shield composition that you see a lot in Blizzard World. This high ground is going to be so crucial because with Buff and Pirate Symmetra, I'm really nervous as to how the high ground's gonna end up working out and panning out for Pizza Planet here, especially given that they don't have anybody contesting point, and the entire point of their composition is to lay down as much damage as possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really difficult time pushing into this, especially with the Rhine. You don't really have much mobility to just go in. You know, the Junk is just gonna spam that shield down so quickly. You have the D Matrix to mitigate that, but it's just not too much. But there's the Sim TP.
Alright, so the Sim TP comes down, and it looks like everybody just only the tanks went through just to buy themselves a little bit of space and choosing not to engage here. The wall comes out, though, to buy Pizza Planet lots of space. They're playing this really intelligently. This is clearly a strat that they've either rehearsed or making up on the spot, and then improvisation comes with a lot of teamwork, a lot of trust in your teammates. Jean's Booty, though, gets a great kill on the Kappa, and now the point is well and truly right for the taking. The Reinhardt swinging away. Ransom Present taking so much damage. Eventually, the two main tanks are traded out. Speaking of tanks, Sal Electric is alone on the point as Sigma laying in a lot of damage, but also taking an equal amount as well, as on the first time of asking Pizza Planet to end up taking the point. So really similar to NA alt management, you attack in a very methodical, very intelligent style. The difference here is going to be that Pizza Planet Deep Dish are going to hope that they do not get held for nearly as long as NA alt management got held here at Car Wash.
Yeah, that was such a very great strat they pulled out. I honestly didn't expect it. Surprised me and probably surprised you too, but they pulled it off so cleanly that it just looked like they've been practicing that for like weeks even. And here comes the Eva Bomb.
The Eva Bomb comes down, a little bit of a zoning out just to keep everybody off the point. The bomb is committed as well. A tire is coming in directly at Ranch Depressant, and yep, the Reinhardt falls and falls heavy. Ragnarok though, with the coalescence and Sky Blue's bomb putting in the work, the Resurrection comes out onto Wrench Depressant, so Pizza Planet Deep Dish are able to keep the point and payload going forward.
Yeah, they're already about halfway there, and there's a huge shatter.
Solo shatter on the Sal Electricity. Sorry, Skyblue was caught in that as well. Not a solo shatter, but why they're forced to use a really intelligent ammo fielder just to keep everybody healthy, because if you lose your stick, like, you're unable to defend for much longer, given how close the win condition for Pizza Planet Deep Dish here. The Blizzard is committed though, and the Blizzard is not committed to catch too many players, but to force Filthy Reindeer into the path of Pizza Planet Deep Dish's tanks, and it's working wonders. Sal Electricity gets taken down as the Sky Blue. Ransom Present gets bailed out with another res. Thank you, Lemback. Support your healers. Ransom Present with a lovely fire strike on the Filthy Reindeer, and it is once again stall territory here for NA alt management.
Yeah, I want to give the huge shout out to Len in that entire fight. I mean, Pizza Planet wins, but Len kept the fight alive twice in a row. If they lost that Rhine at any point in that fight, which they did twice, they just lose. But you know, keeping the Rhine rezzed and alive has just, created that space for them to just take and deal all the damage that they can. It just absolutely was crucial to winning those fights, but just keeping the Rhine alive.
So, great work coming out from both teams here, but it did end up being a pretty dominant man for Pizza Planet.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure, but I mean, you have to start wondering at this point whether NAO management should start picking maps to either throw them off, unexpected kind of maps that they think that, something that they don't think that NAO would pick, Pizza Planet, they don't think that NAO will pick, or, I don't know, just play to their weaknesses, play to Pizza Planet's weaknesses, because I have a feeling NAO picked that map due to, it being a strength of theirs rather than Pizza Planet's weakness.
But when you have a team that plays seemingly as intelligent as Deep Dish are playing right now, I mean, CB, if you had to pick, which I know is kind of asking you to kind of look for a needle in a haystack, but I mean, if you're NAL, how are you reacting to this? Having up close and personal experience Pizza Planet's coordination.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to just the team coordination. That is. It would be hard to just say one set strat. It's really just the teamwork, in my opinion, that's keeping Pizza Planet just a step ahead. That being said, I mean, you could just react to what they're running, right? You could see, oh, they're running this kind of comp, we need to counter it, or we need to mirror it, instead of just trying to force double shield the entire time. Maybe at this point you consider swapping off and consider, either mirroring what Pizza Planet run, or just straight counters, because it seems that the double shield just isn't working for them.
So it does look like we are now hopping over to Volskaya, and of course, last time we casted a Volskaya map together, we saw Rogue Knights execute what was frankly a unreasonable, and almost, I think, the fact that they thought they could make it work was arrogant. And then they made it work, CB. A dive on point A of Volskaya.
Yeah, that's just that still is in my head. That is just an amazing image in my mind. It's just the fact that they're just able to, like, Rogue Knights were able to make that work in the first place. Like, who runs dive on Volskaya? You just never see that. You always see the Rhine, you always see the double shield. I mean, if you run, Wrecking Ball or Winston on Volskaya, you're just a mad lad, and if you win, you deserve my respect.
A mad lad, the man says.
But yeah, it'd be exciting to see what kind of strats there are. I mean, and maybe you just have to run something weird if you're NAL and just throw them off. Maybe dive is the answer, to just throw them for a loop. Because I'm pretty sure Pizza Planet at this point is just expecting double shield.
And any out management, so deciding to push out the tank line of Euro and Prophetic One, which is a full swap from the last map. And Sky and Masterling are going to remain on this damage lineup, as Kappa and Bego Taquino, I believe, Kappa and Bego Taquino on this support lineup. And don't forget, this is also the championship game. Sorry, it's match point here, as Pizza Planet are now 2-0 up. This is a first to 3 series, as any alt manager now has their back against the wall. The only way they could possibly make this work in their favor now is a reverse sweep, and just like Chap pointed out, Deep Dish here know exactly what it takes to pull off a good reverse sweep.
Yeah, Deep Dish pulled off the reverse sweep, actually. So the last in the quarters, I assume. So NA has their work cut out for them, because I'm pretty sure Deep Dish at this point is saying, don't choke, don't let it happen like you did to them. But NAO, I mean, they have to pull out the reverse sweep if they want to win this. So if anyone is still rooting for NAO in the chat, I would just recommend spam a bunch of bless RNGs and pray, hope for the best. But if they're gonna turn it around, they pick Volskaya, and this is the map to do it. Especially if you do want to run the double shield and you're just stuck on that comp and you really want to run it, this is the map to win it on because it's probably the best comp on this map, in my opinion.
Alright, we got somebody leaving the game, yeah? We're full on the bench. We're full on the bench.
Yep, so just give us a second to figure out the attack and defense swaps. Spectators will need to be switched in as well. I have a bit of a spicy question, chat. I'm sure there are Rogue Knights and Ppdd players here. Hello, friends. If anybody, there's no pressure here, but if you guys would like, CB, I'm pulling you into trouble with me. CB and I would love to hear who you would prefer to face in the championship game.
Yeah, because this is interesting. As you can see, NAO, they do have, I mean, those two control points on Lijiang, they played very well with that double shield. So you can see they're actually a pretty decent, or pretty strong, I should say, double shield team. So there are no slouches, but Pizza Planet has that team coordination to the T. So, I mean, you pick and choose, right? Are you going to go with a team that has a bunch of set strats and good teamwork on those strats? Or are you going to go with a team that just has a good read on the double shield? It's tough.
Well, and I think that in that same vein, like I said, Pizza Planet Deep Dish have been so intelligent all day and all season. And that's kind of what double shield boils down to. It's a lot of engagement setup, it's a lot of resource management and teamwork and pulling off big combos, and not that dive and brawl or any less so like that, but it's, if you're NAL, maybe you do you go the Chengdu route? Do you create some chaos? Because clearly mirroring matchups haven't really worked in their favor.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Pizza Planet, they're not really running the double shield, but NAO is just running it. But they're just getting thrown off by what Pizza Planet is throwing at them. So if I were them, I would consider maybe changing it up, maybe not going full Chengdu with the Wrecking Ball or Winston, but just a different look that, maybe can throw off Pizza Planet's read on them, because as of right now, they're just reading them really hard.
Thank you, Eldritch. Thank you, Seth. Always love. Thank you, Pokercross. Always love the support. The reason CB and I do this is for the attention. We our egos are out of control, and these streams have turned us into absolute monsters to spend time with. Our friends and family are disappointed and are very sad, but my ego is through the roof, like Cashew Delisi himself.
Oh yeah. We're like Mr. Delisi, Cashew himself. He has a big ego, but you know what? I think with the two brain cells combined of us, I think we have a bigger ego.
That is true, and probably an equal amount of fluff shatters as well.
Yeah. So how are we looking on readies?
I just
we're just waiting for them to come through. Just some double checking coming up from both sides. Given that this is match point, both teams want to be extra careful and make sure nothing is going awry. Our chat pretty unhappy that Buttweiser is taking a break here. So just for chat, honestly, just for the sake of Buttweiser, really rooting honestly now for an NAL to win to see Buttweiser back in the lineup. And also, it appears that no Ppdd or Rogue Knights players took the bait and responded with their pick for the championship game. I expect their They're probably maybe in their own scrim, maybe practicing hard, lifting weights to Eye of the Tiger. I don't know how Overwatch works. But Chlamydia, it's match point because the winner here takes the series and books themselves a spot in the championship game.
Yep, first to 3, so here is map 3. We're going into Volskaya.
Y'all want to know what I'm thinking right now? Don't hit pause at the
What's
beginning.
up?
Don't hit pause at the beginning. Don't hit pause at the beginning. Not gonna happen.
Okay.
Is there another point you would like
Actually,
to hit pause? Or?
boom. I'm just gonna get it out of the way. There we go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Not doing it in the middle of the first team fight. Let's go!
So it does look like Lenvax are going to stick with the Mercy. The res is coming out, so crucial for Pizza Planet's momentum during Streets phase of Blizzard World.
Yeah, for sure. Len has just been insane on the Mercy. Like, it was such... I mean, I wouldn't say insane reses, but the reses have just been huge. Like, she rezzed in the middle of a Bob firing at a shield, so if that shield would have broke, oh man, she would have been in trouble. But got the res off on the Rhine, was pretty huge, so twice actually. So I mean, that's all you need to win the fight is just, you know, one res to turn the tide, and you know, Len was just always there. And that's all you really need from a Mercy player.
So this is a tank lineup we don't see often. The Orisa Diva with what Ranch President Gene Spoody have picked to run here.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, they did go the Chengdu route actually. Hold on.
Is that okay? So the ball is out, chat. CB is delighted as we see a dive competition coming up as well. And so you can see Master Link already taking so much damage, and Shinigami's turret eventually being taken down after killing a bunch of Sky's teammates here. So now all of a sudden the peel from the Diva is going to be so much more important. But it's not enough for Muffin Pirate. Sky Blue, I believe, was damage boosted as well. Lenvax with another great res point to Muffin Pirate though. So it does take, oh, Prophetic, hello! Ranch Depressant, I don't understand the kill feed because it appears that Ranch Depressant used the Diva jump jets to kill a Diva. We're gonna have to review that in the replay. But Hero also, just out of respect, chucks themselves off the map as well. I believe a reset is now coming out on the side of the Chengdu Hunters. Master Link gets taken down as well. So NAL management are okay. Prophetic One does get a kill on the Shinigami. So the fight is even here. It's 5 on 5. This is probably one of the most chaotic chain of events here, CB, and I'm struggling to figure out the win conditions and kind of what each team is going for here.
I'm still stuck on that kill feed thing. That confused me a lot. I have never seen anything like that.
So Gene Spoody is actually pressuring that Widow on the high ground and single-handedly takes that high ground away from NAL management here. Muffin Pirate loses another duel to Sky Blue, and really, at no fault of Muffin Pirate, because that's the duel you're going to lose every time, really, as Ash against the Widow. Lenvax, though, with another huge res, as Pizza Planet can... Oh, Lenvax eventually does get dinged, so that's a lot of healing and utility you're not going to get there anymore. Euro gets chunked down so low, eventually gets taken down by Shinigami's turret. Sky Blue finds another kill onto Ragnarok. That's a Widow on fire. Nano Boost comes out, and a lot of that, Mirage is going to be eaten by the Diva. The Diva bomb comes out, not finding anybody. Master Link does take that Muffin Pirate. Muffin Pirate is taking an absolute beating here so far this map. Another Diva bomb coming up being traded out, so that's the shield of Ransom President being absolutely melted, allowing Sky Blues there to take out that main tank. So eventually, after a lot of chaos, after a lot of bombardment, after a lot of multifaceted engagements, it does look like NAL Manage are finally able to capture the point.
Yeah, that was such an interesting fight. It all seemed like one big team fight. It really seemed like a cohesive fight. Sorry if I'm lagging.
I mean, I almost want to say, like, first time I'm asking, because that, like you said, it seemed like one team fight. So Euro is here now with the mines, and they're going to stick on this I mean, very unconventional lineup given the map geometry that we see here on point B. But Sky and Masterlink gets taken down by a Moira skill orb as the... Okay, so the Infra site is committed by Sky Blue. Being able to see through some walls right now as Range Depressant takes down Euro. Any ult management might have to back up here, but not before Sky Blue gets an execute onto Shinigami and forces Lenvax to get yet another res off. Yeah, so it looks like Euro is going to switch here as the mines were used in spawn. The Sigma coming out to partner Prophetic One's Orisa. So the double barrier matchup is now ready to... Sorry, not matchup. The double barrier attack is now ready to go. And when you switch styles halfway through a map, CB, a lot of times it ends up being a good idea, but you are behind on ult charge.
Yeah, they're definitely behind, of course, because of all the swaps, but, I mean, this is going to throw them off for sure. And there you see, it threw them off.
Yeah, Mother Pirate gets taken down, and Jean's Booty gets D-Max, and the Baby Diva probably is going to survive for too long. The Coalescence there is forced out to stabilize as the Bongos are taken down by Masterlink. But Ragnarok turning the Coalescence into a triple kill? I said stabilize, I didn't say win the fight. Shinigami gets one as well as Lenvax with the Mercy block in the backline, takes out Prophetic One, and Masterlink goes down as well. What a play from Ragnarok Alex to make that work. That was a textbook display on how to kite, how to buy yourself space, and how to stabilize. Pizza Planet Deep Dish continuing showing off that teamwork that has got them now to a match point here in the series.
That Coalescence was absolutely massive. Took out 3 players in that entire fight, and got a 4th at the very end too, onto the Mercy, I believe. And I mean, I also want to touch back on the last fight, first point. Sky Blue opening up with the Pix and the Widow, really opening it up on the Pix and World supports, which is why they're here in the first place. But they just can't seem to crack it with this bomb.
Use the mech here and takes down Kappa's Immortality Field. Ranch Depressant, though, still really healthy with a full shield ready to go on point. And Shinigami, okay, comes in on the elevator and ends up eating an accretion to the face. Jumping into the backline, dueling Master League, I don't know what that is. I'm glad Pizza Planet have the peel to keep the 5-on-6 fight going, as the Valkyrie is now committed from Lenvax, dipping back and forth on point, trying to get out of the line of sight of that Iscan. Now, the Dragon Blade is hot here. Sky Blue in the backline as Bob takes down one, Sky Blue takes down another, Master Link with the primary fire, takes down Jean's Booty as well. Shinigami might want that high noon back now, and it is full solid clock here. The Flux is out here just to stall a little longer. Shinigami dodges it though with a very well-timed race, but the Bongos are committed on point to do a little extra damage to Prophetic One and Kappa take advantage of that. And ult management now dealing a lot of damage, and as long as they don't get picked, I don't see Pizza Planet being able to stall for much longer.
Yeah, I mean, I respect the play from Shinigami, but I think that was a big pick onto the McCree. He didn't have the stun anymore. He just didn't have that consistent damage on the point to just, you know, just spam people down. But I respect the play. You know, sometimes you gotta send it.
And since it was CB, Shinigami kind of teleporting in, T-posing to assert dominance, but Euro answering with a rock to the face, and it just looks like both teams maybe a little bit hesitant on what to run, as Pizza Planet are being tempted to match the dive.
Chad, am I still moving
exciting.
too much?
Yeah,
that's up to Chat to answer, but I also, another point Chat's making is that the DPS players of Deep Dish here probably a little bit overzealous, a little bit over aggressive here. We saw especially on point B, and that ultimately ended up being their downfall.
Yeah, they were a little bit out there, you know. Like I said, I respect the plays, but it ultimately, I mean, if he would have caught at least one with the high noon, probably was a one-team fight. But I mean, it didn't work out, obviously. But I mean, if they can pull off a faster attack, it wouldn't matter, in my opinion. If they could just pull this attack off, cap with about like maybe 2 minutes, they probably have this in the bag, in my opinion. But we'll see what they can do.
So Deep Dish playing the Monkey Sigma, CB. Your thoughts?
You know, it's dive on Volskaya, so it's always going to be tough to crack it, but when they do, it's going to be very satisfying to watch. But I like the pick from Muffin Pirate actually, going on the Soldier to counter the Spara. They know that that NAO have ran this far a couple of times perhaps, so yep, there it is.
And just as they say that, Muffin Pirate takes a Master Link's Link point that's not quite cracked, it's wide open, as Sky Blue answers back the hit stand duel here, going swimmingly if you're Sky Blue right now. Sky Blue takes the Shinigami as well, without the pressure of that Soldier. Sky Blue is allowed to open basically free fire onto that Echo in the air, as it looks like Pizza Plan to keep just. They do get a tick off board though, as NAL manager that has to collapse back on point. A great pull coming out, and the Amp Matrix forced out of Kappa here, as the able field is used up. Ragnarok Alex, another great coalescence kill, almost getting 2 ticks on the point, but NAL management are now back in force with the numbers as Zero and Sky finding a kill apiece. Ragnarok though refusing to go down without a fight, takes down Kappa as well. And that exit pick is going to be massive. Not just because Moore is a quicker hero than the Baptiste, but because given the spawn times here on Volskaya, you're now able to take a 6v5 fight if you come back quick enough.
And look at this full dive. You have the Wrecking Ball coming out from Pizza Planet, so I mean, it's interesting in my opinion. You have the Wrecking Ball and the Winston. It's a lot of disrupt, but you don't really have that much sustain, so if the Ana gets picked, it's all over.
So Shinigami here takes down Kappa just a little bit before the Valkyries popped out here. Sky Blue finds a double with the help of Bob, a triple now. Master Link also finding a kill here. Great work from that far to take down Lenvax as NAL management continued to hold. And a chat, I don't believe we got any answers or explanation as to why they're removed from the lineup. They're, like Millie said, they're removed from the lobby just because of population issues. But not sure why they were taken out of the lineup. I'm sure internally they had their reasons. Master Link here as well with the barrage online and ready to go. But CB, it might be difficult to pull it off given the very split nature of the dive that we see coming out from Deep Dish right now.
Yeah, 100%, but I mean, you have the Primal coming out, so this could be what they need here. But Sky Blue has just been absolutely insane on the hit scan, has come alive in this match, really.
Yeah, Sky Blue has done a lot of good work here, continually and consistently winning these DPS and hit scan duels. We got the Master Link with the barrage and unable to find anybody taking down a branch suppressor. Not quite sure about the decision to use it right there, given that it was a 6-on-2, 6-on-3 fight, and one of them is just a ball rolling around on point. But Master Link did it for a good reason, switching over to the Tracer now.
They're really playing that Mega Room really well.
Yeah, no, the Mega
100%.
Room here is packed filled with damage, and the mines are thrown in though, just as Millie says that. Shinigami that takes down Kappa, Hero goes down as well. This could be the opening that Pizza Planet and Deep Dish are fighting for this whole time. Sky Blue coach comes Ragnarok Alec in the face as the ball slams in again. Ransom Suppressor rolling around, causing so much chaos, just the balls just doing their best aiming impression as Master Link gets taken down as well. And just Sky Blue left on the high ground, and you know, the sooner you sacrifice yourself, the better there, as you don't want to get stalled out. So it looks like they can just stick on the ball deep here on the side of Deep Dish, and the dive here is going to be so difficult to execute, but if it worked for any else management, you know, why not run it for ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, Sky Blue. What more can you say? But yeah, I mean, sticking on the dive isn't a horrible idea.
Oh, Sky! My goodness! The Ash with the Mercy Pocket is getting so much work done, and Shinigami commits the duplicate as well. If I'm being totally honest, I'm struggling to comprehend a lot of these decisions coming out of Deep Dish right now.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I don't mind them running the Wrecking Ball here, but because that could be a questionable decision. But I mean, just throwing away these ults, they did that a lot on the first point too. It's just not a good look.
Coach Barry in chat is extremely unhappy with their players, and hopefully we can patch those comms into this broadcast as well. Sky Blue takes on Muffin Pirate. You know, Barry, I'm sure, is an excellent coach, but as good as you can't coach against a headshot. That's just great work coming up from Sky Blue. Bigo Takino commits the Valkyrie as well, just to keep everybody healthy as Muffin Pirate gets to pick up the master lane, so they do have the numbers advantage now. The bomb is sent into the back line, the Broncos are committed. The coalescence is there from Ragnarok Alex to keep everybody up, but Gene's booty is demexed really quickly. A great pulse bomb, great stick coming up from Master Link as Sky Blue continues to clean up Deep Dish here. Just 60 seconds on the clock as Deep Dish are going to now kind of have their backs up against the wall and are going to be forced to play probably at a tempo that they would prefer not to be playing at.
There's no way I'm still playing this Echo into Sky right now. No way. Yeah, there you go.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little concerned. You continue to stick on this dive, but I mean, clearly the NAO has shown that their double shield can just sustain against this dive, and the Wrecking Ball just doesn't really affect them. But they do have the mine, so we'll see what they can do with this right here.
Beautiful Mines Bob combo coming up, but when you have this, when you have such tanky shields, especially with Sigma's experimental barrier, the mines are going to be cleared up relatively quickly. Sky Blue with another kill. Great work coming up, Muffin and Gene's booty eventually working for a living here, though, as Sky Blue continues to find things left, right, and center. The Flux comes out, doesn't find anybody on Deep Dish as the bomb comes out. Can that be the opening they needed? It might just be Gene's booty, I believe, to bomb Bunny Blaster combo. Gets a double kill onto both the supports of NA Elf Management here. Naturally takes out Muffin Pirate, switching off the Tracer onto the Sombra, interestingly enough, to counter the bomb. But this OT, I don't know if Sombra is the best dog hero you can ask for in the game, as the Big Takino is now bopping around as the Lucio in the back when the bomb is committed. Sky Blue takes that Ragnarok, Naturally takes that Ragnarok Crescent. The fight is wide open for NAL to take here, and they do manage to hold and win the map here and keep their hopes of a championship alive.
And I mean, if you ever wanted to do a reverse sweep, I mean, this is the way to start. Just huge plays coming from really everyone on the side of NAO. I mean, they really stepped it up. But I mean, in my opinion, Sky Blue just absolutely clutched it up. You know, found pick after pick. You know, just killing the support line, just winning out the sniper duels, and at the very end, just killing everyone. You know.
He was how do you say poppin'? Is that the term? He was poppin'.
Millie, I believe you're correct. Sky Blue basically steered a popcorn here, and not just on the clutch moments though, CB, right? Beginning of fights, in the middle of fights. That's just as much as I think the rest of NAL played it really well, and it's not like they needed any help, but that's a true carry performance coming out of Sky.
Yeah, and now we have ourselves a series on our hands. It's 2-1, and now Pizza Planet get to choose the map. So they're probably gonna pick something more in their wheelhouse. So we'll see what they can do here. I'm just hoping that for their sake, really, that their mental isn't boomed, and that they can continue to play like we saw in the first couple of maps. But NAO is making a very strong statement here, saying we're not going to go down without a fight. And you know, that's what you need to do in the semis. You need to fight to move on to the finals. So this is the first step into potentially a reverse sweep. I don't want to call it just yet, but you know, this is it has the potential. You know, now that we have ourselves a series.
Drowsy, you're correct. It is Millie, Charles, and Mr. CB here on the desk tonight. And what I will say, just to maybe ease the nerves of Deep Dish fans over here, Pizza Planet Deep Dish played two really good maps to start this off. Lijiang was really clean, and Blizzard World was almost dominant. And I think that you don't really get to that level of play without having really solid communication within the team. And that communication is going to be the cornerstone and kind of the bedrock of keeping your mental together. So I really don't anticipate Deep Dish crumbling here or looking too boomed on this next map, but for the sake of entertainment, I hope I'm wrong. For the sake of entertainment, I hope we get to a map 5, and I hope these teams just keep slinging at each other. The more chaotic, the better. But chaos just really isn't in Deep Dish's DNA here, CB.
Yeah, I think that, their mental fortitude will, hopefully carry them into the next map. Hopefully they don't get completely boomed. Like, yeah, I want to see a map 5 and all, but, it'd just be really tough for the players. I'm looking out for all the players out there, But NAO, I mean, I'm glad they didn't get 3-0'd either, because that also would have been a mental boom.
So, I'm looking at this matchup here, and I'm looking at these map selections. It looks like Deep Dish have chosen to go to Rialto, which, I mean, the dive is viable, CB. So if that's something they choose to stick with, the dive is viable. Probably at the expense of Coach Barry's sanity, but the dive is definitely a viable option on Rialto.
100%. And also, I will say, this is one of the better Pharah maps. So if NAO do want to run the Pharah, yeah, if anyone does want to run the Pharah, I mean, this is the map to do it. You just, especially the first 2 points, maybe not the last point, of course, but first 2 points especially. This is just a really good Pharah map, But yeah, dive is viable, but you could also, of course, double shield is really, really good on defense. I don't need to keep saying that, but the double shield is just a really, really strong comp,
True. The composition that's kind of built to defend, so that's fair enough. I don't think this is the optimal composition, but from a personal point of view, I would be extremely happy to see a Bastion come out.
You wanna relive the pirate ship on Junkertown with Rogue Knights and Jokers?
Hey, listen, man, I had fun and it almost worked. So I'm okay with that. Poke-Cross fam though having a little bit of a field day as
Budweiser's in.
back in the lineup. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, Budweiser. Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Well, we'll see what they can bring to the table for this team. And Psycho Mantis actually coming back in, so maybe that's an indicator that Pizza Planet.
No! My neighbor's gonna be so upset at me if Psycho Mantis comes and plays some Roadhog on Rialto. But I will have to cast this as loudly as I would like to if Psycho's playing the Hog. So Gene Spoody and Muffin Pirate are going to stick onto the tank line as the support line remain unchanged as well for Deep Dish.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, the support lineups for both teams have just been putting in a lot of work.
Hey
so
guys,
I wouldn't expect.
We got readies. Are you guys ready? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
We've been ready, Millie. Let's go.
Let's go! I'm so happy that didn't take me like 30 minutes. Sorry, I'll go back to
Millie,
cameras.
practice makes perfect, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is still match point for Pizza Planet, so, NAO just playing with a chip on their shoulder, trying to just clutch it up and take it to a map 4, so, or no, I take it to a map 5, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, the drama is well and truly alive as the NA management with a win here can bring us to a map 5. One of many map 5s that we're seeing this playoff season with a single elim bracket. I mean, the tension's just so exciting to me as a commentator, and I'm so upset because I'm about to start playing my own playoff season in Tier 3. And we're just going to take a quick break here.
Yeah, I messed it up, hang on.
No worries, take your time. But it's going to be really exciting to see... it's going to be really exciting to see, we mentioned this earlier, the mental of Pizza Planet Deep Dish here, because no matter how good your team play is, no matter how clean you are, no matter how much Coach Barry is there whipping you into shape, you have that little voice in your head that I call your dinosaur brain. you have that little voice in your head that's whispering in the back of your mind, the reverse sweep is going to happen, and it's going to happen to you. So it's going to be interesting to see Pizza Planet fend off those demons. And you know, once again, the drama of the single limb might just be getting to these teams' heads right now. I would be incredibly delighted if we had the production, facilities here to patch into team chat right now and to find out what's going on. I play for the White Walkers, which we're having an okay season, so we're trying to see if we're going to be able to make it into playoffs in Tier 3. But it's not about me. It's about NA Alt and Pizza Planet Deep Dish here. It's NA Alt has what we are going to call a little blossoming and the early signs of a reverse sweep coming out.
Yeah, if Pizza Planet cannot maintain the mental fortitude, I mean, this has all the signs of reverse sweep. But I mean, for their sake, I would hope that they aren't boomed from Volskaya, especially since it wasn't their map pick. Perhaps they weren't very good on that map in terms of record, so I wouldn't be too discouraged if I'm them. But NAL, they win the map, so they have the momentum coming into Rialto here. So we'll see what they can pull off. I'm hoping that Pizza Planet doesn't try to run the Echo again, especially since Sky Blue on the Ashe is absolutely insane, and even on the Widow. So for their sake, if I were them, I wouldn't attempt the Ashe again. I mean, not the Ashe, the Echo again.
Yeah, I just don't see any situation where Sky Blue doesn't pop off again. That's a player on a hot streak if I've ever seen a player on a hot streak. So that's going to, yeah, like you said, it's going to be a, show me the line between brave and stupid, and I'll have a lot more answers for you to run an Echo or a Pharah into someone as exciting as Sky Blue. And I think part of it as well, though, if we see Sky Blue on the Widow, the hit scan player for Pizza Planet are going to be forced to match that Widow, and that's going to be a really exciting matchup to watch. That's going to be a lot of first-person cams that Millie are going to be able to help us feast our eyes on. And like, the unfortunate thing is that the only true counter to a Widow is a better Widow. And if your Widow is worse, you're just sending your Widow out to die over and over again, which is the unfortunate truth that maybe if we distract the Widow for long enough, we win the fight on the ground. So, really big expectations for Sky Blue here. No pressure, my friend, except there's lots of pressure. It's a it's a playoff game.
I say the first 2 points attack are definitely Widow optimal. Then maybe
for sure.
To the Ashe.
The Widow is going to be exciting. I mean, if your Widow is good, if your hit scan is good as Sky Blue, any point is going to be optimal for the Widowmaker.
Cool. Well,
Billy, can I ask you to do me a favor?
Of course, Charles. Ask me anything, dude.
Can you hit me with like your most aggressive, most French Widowmaker here?
Like when you pick her?
Like her voice line? Yeah, when you pick her.
Yes, hang on. Widowmaker here. How's that?
I thought I was gonna do the girl voice.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that.
No, I mean that's the Millie spin on it.
Okay, I like it. Stevie going for a more gentle spin here. And this is exactly the content you signed up for here in the Overwatch Oasis League. 3 dudes doing terrible French accents that are borderline, just a little bit racist. Defensively, though, we're going to see Pizza Planet coming out with nothing, because they're not defending. Defensively, we're going to see any ult management coming out with the double barrier. Like we said earlier, the double barrier built to defend on any point. And
Wait.
CB,
Wait.
no, don't talk about it. I don't want to jinx it. Wait till the gates open. Nobody look at Muffin Pyre right now. On the defensive end, we're going to see Kappa and Buttweiser here on the Mercy and the Baptiste. Buttweiser putting in a lot of work so far today and just lighting our chat up with their display on the support hero. And you know what? There are 5 seconds left. I can't hold it anymore. Muffin Pirate is running the pirate ship. Let's go, dude.
Let's go. We got the Bastion.
So, talk me through what
Okay.
really is going to be enable the Bastion here on the pirate ship, given the tank lineup.
Yeah, you really want to make sure the Bastion is protected with a bunch of heals coming from the Baptiste, and that's not what you want to happen.
Masterlink sweeping in and taking a Muffin Pirate. The problem here, though, is how close you are to the spawns here, and it doesn't even matter. Sky Blue takes the Psychomantis, though. So maybe if you're on the side of NAL, you just made
Sky Blue.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I can't. There's no. Oh! What?
Oh my
Sky
god!
Blue! What am I watching right now? And Master Link dunks 2 deep dish players in the. Oh, those are soggy pizzas, my friend. Sky, CB, take over. I'm not. No, I'm gonna take a second.
Yeah, Sky Blue obviously just popped off, as we all saw, but they forced them to swap onto the Ashe. I mean, they realized that, you know, Sky Blue is just too good. You have to match the hit scan.
Well, that's one way to match the hit kit. For Fennec one, just contain Sky. Do what you do best, kill the Pharah. I'll take care of the opposing Ashe. That's a duel you do not need to worry about. Any ult, a dream start to what is a match point here. Defending so well and attacking even better for Skya, and now an amazing beginning to their defense here on Rialto.
Yeah, this is definitely the start you would want, and here comes the little window here, you know, obviously Prophetic taking it into good use, and that is just such a
Oh my goodness.
great start.
It just begs the question, what are you doing running a Pharah again into this?
I mean, that's fair enough, Millie. I know we're supposed to be impartial as commentators, but I just don't see a situation in which, yeah, so the double hit scan now comes out. A lot of pressure is going to be coming out onto Sky Blue. I almost misspoke there and turned that into a really odd sentence. A lot of pressure coming out onto Sky here, and but not nearly as much shield damage as you're hoping for, so Sky might just be able to sit in the backline really comfortable. And you're hoping Jean's Booty is going to land a couple massive headshots here.
Yeah, but I do like the swap on the Widow because...
Same. A lot of pressure for the Ashe.
Yeah, you got pressure on the Ashe, but you can also...
gets taken down, so the Ashe Demon herself is taken out of the game. Sorry, chat, but NAL is probably having too much fun here as the RNG gods now swung the game back into the... Deep Dish's favor. Did I say RNG gods? What I meant to say was Overwatch Oasis scriptwriters. So Sky eventually taken off their perch, which honestly seems a small price to pay given their 60 kill streak so far. But they are going to be given a chance to recontest here. So NA ult management still looking and hoping for a first point ult, but not if Bob has anything to say about it. That Bob is going to get melted, but the point and the cart is rolling through. Masterlink dashes in on the Genji to keep the fight alive as Euro is taken down nice and early. Immortality fields here being traded, and I don't know if anybody's able to touch here. Kappa doing their best, but Muffin Pirate doing their best Sky Blue impression. As a Euro is forced to send themselves back to spawn as well, and NAL's management do not complete the first point hold, but okay. Millie, you're gonna have a lot of work to do because there are 2 Ashes and 2 Widows here, so have fun, my friend. Masterlink now switching onto the hit scan as well. That's going to be a lot of sniper fights, and now Prophetic one and Euro, Rats Depressant as well. The barriers here are going to be much more about brains here as you're just trying to wall off a lot of sniper angles.
Whoever gets the kill gets the first person camera. That's my rule right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say...
takes on Psycho Mantis nice and early on, and CB continues.
That's fine. Yeah, I was gonna say, I did like the swap from, to the double hit scan from Pizza Planet because, I mean, you have to force them to swap off the Pharah because, you know, it can split your attention. But Sky Blue and Master Link on the double hit scan as well, you're gonna have to win these out, and it's gonna be tough for Muffin Pirate and Jean's Booty to do that because Sky Blue has just been popping. So if you have to worry about 2 hit scan, it's just gonna be tough to take out both.
So Master Link taking a really conservative position here in the backline, and Master Blue clocks up another final blow here. Been popping and still popping. Dynamite goes out, not finding anybody, as Deep Dish here are forced to back up 90 seconds and counting down here as a Muffin Pirate pushes their way to another bomb.
Yep, Psycho Mantis switches onto the Hog. We expected to see this coming from Psycho Mantis, so we'll see what they can do.
Oh, Sky gets taken out early. A beautiful dynamite coming out from Muffin Pirate. So Kappa is going to be, a resurrection down. The Sigma comes out here with a wonderful punch to catch the bomb in place, and the bomb gets chunked down lower and lower, tossed to the backline, firing into Prophetic One, who is being healed up with everything Kappa has. Rancid Preston, look at that kill feed. That's the entire team getting on the action. Oh my goodness. I've never seen that. They take down Prophetic One over here as NA ults are forced to back off. The hook coming through and not finding everybody as Gene's Booty takes another Whittle through here. Deep Dish are looking quite healthy right now, committing the Valk as well for a little bit of extra staying power on point here. Kappa swinging into the backline and keeping Master Link alive though, as Fozaz is ready to go with the Valkyrie as well.
Yeah, I mean, both of these hit scan players, Gene's Booty and Muffin Pirate, have just been absolutely crucial to these fights, finding the picks on the snipers. They don't have to worry about them anymore. Sky Blue's gonna have to come all the way back, and they're going on the Genji.
Yeah, Sky Blue and Genji is really interesting, because that's definitely not a hit scan unless you're deflecting a Widow shot. But Sky Blue already, what great dash, doing so much damage, more than halfway towards their blade here, which could be their win condition. NAL management is going to be wanting to put a lot of resources into who has been really carrying DPS so far. And Sky Blue using the double jumps to great work, taking so many off angles, and the blade is almost ready to go. Dashes up here and helps Massively take down Muffin Pirate, and this is going to be exactly what the doctor ordered for NAL management. Psycho Mantis lands the hook though, but the blade is down, takes out Ragnarok. Green Run from Sky Blue, hacking, dicing, and slicing the way through the backline. Psycho Mantis takes out as well, and Rancid Preston is left alone on point, and now it's just a Tracer of Gene Booty doing their best to contest, but the recons have already been used. A triple tap and then a Kappa clock to the head. That is wonderful coming from NAL management. Such good stall coming out, kiting back, using cover, playing cover, helping get Sky into a position to charge that blade, and a triple kill blade coming out from Sky Blue can get it done on the Genji, on the Ashe, and probably on a Mercy at this point.
Yeah, what a huge play from Sky Blue coming back onto the Genji. Like, that's not something that the Hitscan expected, and obviously, you know, Hitscan versus Genji, if Genji can get to them and close the distance, the Genji just has all the advantage in the world, and as you saw, it just kind of snowballed very quickly into getting that blade and finishing off the fight. So, great work from Sky Blue there, and of course the tank line was pretty crucial too. Just staying alive, really, just being a nuisance to the other tanks. We'll say the Mercies and their reses have been absolutely massive though. Just keeping certain players alive to just be annoying and keep up the pressure, you know, stall out the fight.
So right now, with all the chaos and all the drama that kicked off in that previous fight and that previous push, there's also the drama on a macro level. Remember, this is a match point. So if NA ult management push to their win condition, which is about halfway past streets here on Rialto, we are forced to a map 5, but if Pizza Fun and Deep Dish get the dub, this is going to be a 3-1 sail onto the finals, and it looks like Muffin Pirate is giving us a taste of the Bastion again.
Yeah, the Bastion's going to be great against the Pharah if they can recognize the Pharah threat early, but it seems like they don't.
Guy gets hooked in the water, so that's wonderful working from Psycho Mantis, asserting the dominance as the best Roadhog in the league, and punishing Sky for the crimes of that previous defense. Muffin Pirate takes out Euro as well. Prophetic One here is doing everything they can to hold on. A lot of healing being dumped into them from, I believe that is a Budweiser here, and they do eventually get out with their life.
Yeah, Sky Blue swapping onto the Genji. I like this swap here. It puts a lot of pressure onto the hit scan and even the Bastion to say, hey, you have to
firing here where the deflex comes out. Prophetic One over here, just slowly recharging their shield, just playing a lot of the poke game here. Interestingly, Bastion's taking kind of a main tank position for a little bit, but it is forced to back out as the Amp Matrix is pushed down on the side of the bot. Budweiser gets hooked, but the hook gets interrupted by a pole. Thank you, Geometry. Architecture, big fan, love to see it. And Muffin Pirate is taking a really awkward angle, and tank mode comes out. And not being super hyper aggressive with it, as NA ult management, NA ult management do a great work of backing up into cover, as Muffin Pirate is not able to find any kills with that ult.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I really liked Budweiser's window there. It forced them to rotate to the corner, so they took a little bit more cart push, but if they would have placed it around the corner, they could have really taken a lot of space with that.
Alright, and Sky doing what Sky does best, and that's open up a fight, but Preventing One gets to get from the bomb as well, and with the Supercharger committed from Rat's Depressant here on the side of Pizza Planet D this, you're going to think that this might just be a fight NA ult management will have to wait out.
Yeah, they just kind of like they just really have to wait, and you know they have their Ant Matrix coming online, and they have pretty much everything here, so you have a lot to work with. So you can really counter Sebastian here as long as you don't mess up any of your ults here.
So a great pull halt coming out, only finds the tank line here as a Muffin Pirate stays safe in the back. The Bastion do a Bastion do best. Sky Blue dashing directly on top of the Bastion, takes out Jean's booty as well, and that's a triple kill coming out from Sky Blue. Once again, that's, oh my goodness, Sky Blue wear a back brace because that's a deadlift, that scares me! Beautiful. Oh my goodness, Bozaz probably is going to struggle to get out alive here, and then Mercy gets a massive stagger as well, and is most likely going to be split spawn. The stall does come out from the ball though, as Pizza Planet, NA ult management are going to try. I'm mixing up my teams, so I apologize. Pizza Planet are going to try to touch here. Sky Blue killing Muffin Pirate yet again and going through with those dash reads. It's getting so much work, and the res comes on to Muffin Pirate, but the payload does touch at the end of a Prophetic One taking down Ragnarok as well. And oh, hello, being bopped to the water here. That's a soggy robot if I've ever seen one. But Deep Dish forced to back up here. And the end of B is your win condition on the side of NA ult management, trying their best to force map 5 here in the Overwatch Oasis League. Sky Blue chasing down Psychomantis relentlessly, as Pizza Planet are now forced to take a fight 5-6.
I mean, what more can we say about Sky Blue? Absolutely doing a great Carpe impression, and it continues.
Oh my goodness,
the Carpe deadlift, the Sky Blue deadlift.
Don't do it to them, they have families. Master Link and Sky fighting to kill a piece, as NA ult management are enabling and putting so many resources into their DPS. Muffin Pirate here and able to go into turn mode for super long as a lot of destruction is coming up. Finally able to lay in some hurt, but not finding any kills quite yet. Budweiser still on the Rat's Depressant. Bob goes into the bank line as, oh no! Muffin Pirate is forced to look at the bottom. Prophetic One is left to free fire into the back of Muffin Pirate's head here. Ragnarok Alex with another lovely coalescence kill, takes down Kappa, but Muffin Pirate answers back, Master Link answers back with a kill onto Ragnarok Alex. I'm fascinated by the versatility of Master Link and Sky Blue. NA ult management have picked up an incredible damage duo. We're speaking of, the Flux comes out paired with Sky Blue's blade. Oh my goodness, it is a visitation from royalty. Charles IX has graced us here in the Overwatch Oasis League as we go to a map 5. NA ult management puts so many resources into enabling Sky, into enabling, that's a terrifying highlight intro, into enabling Link, Master Link, and Sky Blue here, and they were able to put in so much work. And what's fascinating is that both of them were able to master the Ashe while flex over to projectile heroes. Sky onto the Genji, Master Link onto the Pharah, and they continue to produce results. NA ult management have well and truly put Blizzard World behind them and have looked extremely dominant here. And now we head to a caster's dream million CB. We are headed to a map 5 in a playoff game here in the Overwatch Oasis League.
I will agree with you. They look like a completely different team than who played on Blizzard World.
I agree.
Talk about waking up.
Yeah, this is just insane. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, they have completely woken up and just have, you know, shocked Pizza Planet. And now it's all coming down to this. All coming down to the map 5. This is all for all the marbles. Whoever wins this goes to the finals.
What's it gonna be? What map? What you got, Pizza Planet?
Pokecross is correct. These are the finals, so whoever loses, disqualified is a strong word, but yeah, they are no longer in the running for championship. Our regular season is over, so these are the playoffs.
Is disqualified
And
a strong
I'm
word?
frankly, yeah, disqualified usually implies a breaking of rules.
True.
Because if you get knocked out as part of the sporting competition, you just get
Oh,
knocked
they
out. That's
pick
what a
Ilios?
disqualification.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ilios is picked now.
Ooh, I like it.
Lucio mains all across the league are losing their minds. Pokecross fam might need a wellness check called on them. And this is going to be a cracker of a map 5.
Cracker. A cracker of a map 5.
Absolute banger, bruv.
Love it. Glad we are witnessing this tonight, boys.
Yeah, I
Happy New
mean,
Year, folks.
if they can pull off the reverse sweep, I swear this is gonna be insane.
So it looks like Deep Dish is going to keep Psychomantis in, and so fingers crossed we get well nice and early here to watch Psychomantis put on a show. On our damage lineup, we have Jeans, Booty, and Neo Golden King. Neo Golden King, if I'm being totally honest, I only know about their Doomfist play, illustrated neatly here by the Doomfist player icon. So, you know, I should have done a better job doing my homework here, but I'm genuinely not sure what Neo Golden King brings to the table. I don't mean that as an insult. I just genuinely am not. I just don't know what else they play. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that play out. And Ragnarok Alex and Chrono Zeo coming into the lineup.
I'm getting better at this.
Yeah,
Let's go. All right.
Yeah, I'm interested to see
kind
what.
of cracked right now with these swap speeds. But see me go ahead.
We've come a long way.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Sky Blue runs here because Ilios, you definitely can run the Genji, but on Ruins, yeah, definitely run the hit scan. But on Well and Lighthouse, I wouldn't really run the hit scan. You can, but you know you'd have to be kind of crazy to kind of run it. But I don't know. We'll see what Sky decides to run. I'm assuming perhaps like I said, maybe the Genji. We saw a little bit of that, and it was absolutely fire. But yeah, I am really excited to see this map 5.
CB at this point with Sky's clutch potential, I'm just expecting them to go straight to the Lucio on Well, honestly.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we saw Lucio on
And it
any one of
appears
these
that
maps.
one of our controllers have died, so we're going to just give Millie a second and plug that baby in. Keep your head up, Kings. Happens to the best of us. But I once again, for those of you just joining us, it is 2-2 here in the Oasis League. So winner of Ilios will take the map, take the series, and book themselves a spot in the championship game here in the Overwatch Oasis League. Just to recap the chain of events, we started off on Lijiang, where Pizza Planet Deep Dish were winning fights on fine margins and winning fights kind of falling back on their teamwork, right? Falling back on pre-planned strategies. We move on to Blizzard World, and we see an incredibly what can only be described as a clinical display coming out from Deep Dish to keep things working. Volskaya, CB, correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed pretty touch and go to me for a while, but then we saw Deep Dish pull out a ball composition that, at least according to chat, it's not something we see often from them, and then a dominant Rialto display coming up from NAL. So CB, anybody's game here on Ilios, really.
Yeah, for sure. And if this series has proven anything, it's that, you know, don't count teams out while, you know, even whenever it's looking bad. And, you know, we counted NA management out at first, but, you know, now we might be counting to plan it out too early. So we'll see if they can, you know, regain that mental fortitude and bring things back and save themselves from a potential reverse sweep, or you know, will NAO pull it off do what Pizza Planet did, you know, not too long ago.
Yep, Leo here was a clear favorite in chat, and Barry is Coach Barry here, putting a lot of their eggs in one basket, hoping to see Well come out. Psycho Mantis prepping us with that Hog player icon as well. Seth Trollin's already giving us F's in chat for Pizza Planet. So you know, some crazy predictions coming out from a lot of our supporters here. Before we get started, just as we get the lobby set up, thank you so much for joining us. I know Millie, CB, and I take a lot of pleasure doing this. We really try to put on a show and do a good job, and to see this many people tune in and be this excited, and to see the teams play such a crazy high level of Overwatch really
It's just super
fills
dope.
the heart with something that's close to joy.
Yeah. Yeah, this has just been a treat, really. And I'm going to call it. Someone called Well in the chat. I'm calling it. It's going to be Ruins first. That's my prediction. We're going to see Ruins first. The complete opposite of Well.
Full Sigma compositions in chat. Only Sims, car wash all the way, play a Junkrat, fill that stuff up with defense. But like, even if it's Well, Psycho Mantis will find a way to whole hog everybody off the map. So, when watching people like Psycho Mantis play Hog, Neo Golden King on the Doomfist, Sky on any hero in the game, I think that the lesson taken away is to never be surprised, because you know these players are going to pull out some of the craziest stuff you've ever seen.
Seth Trollins in the chat.
Oh no!
He said, "Give us Well, or you'll be in yellow hell."
The copy pastas that rhyme are the stuff of nightmares, CB.
Yeah, I mean, joke's on you. I'm already in Elo hell, so I mean, you know.
Way!
Hard stuck gold player here. Hard stuck gold, so you know.
2350, baby. So, okay, let's go. CV called it first, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you're looking for, tomorrow's lotteries number, just slide into those DMs as well.
No, I called Ruins, not Lighthouse.
Oh no, nobody called this then. Oh my goodness. So, well, you know what? Still ask CB for those lottery numbers anyways, because it's just a game of chance, and he's as likely to lock it down as you are yourself. But this is a very
I rigged the lottery.
brawl-heavy map. Sky's showing us. Oh my goodness, Sky's gonna torch them on a Symmetra now, aren't they? That's and we have Pizza Planet here playing a very traditional Lighthouse brawl composition. The Doomfist using the walls, the Ranjazarios speak for themselves, Jean's Booty on the Symmetra to fill that space with turrets to use those teleporters to get in off positions.
Oh, Master Leak on the Junkrat. I actually kind of like this pick here. Hoping to spam down some shields, which would be great against Ranch Depression, honestly. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, and let's see who wins the Symmetra battle.
Well, NA look comfortable right now as they manage to rotate to point nice and early on. But, oh, okay, down the chimney goes Santa, and off the map goes Ranch Depression. No, managed to stay alive, but swing away Prophetic, but a great, a phenomenal encounter. Neo Golden King uppercutting Sky Blue back to spawn. Ranch Depression with a triple kill. That's amazing work. I think it looks like Pizza Planet here were waiting for NAL to use that TP, and once they got set up, they intentionally went down through the chimney and have Ranch Depression find every single button on their controller to the pin. I don't know, chat, go nuts. That was ridiculous. A great work, and Pizza Planet CB showing us the teamwork that got them a 2-0 lead in the first place.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that TV strat. That is so cool. I might use that here and there now.
And we will definitely not carry it out to that same efficiency as we just saw them from Pizza Planet. Prophetic one here, choosing to stick on their reset, use the fortified knights early as they're chugging into a third health. Neo Golden King, just as predicted, goes in on the Doomfist, but gets bopped on the nose by Hero. Not often he gets punched by a 6'4" Dutch physicist. As the Psycho Mantis does melt down Master Link, the Zarya on the far, and that Achilles see very often. The Coalescence is forced out by Ragnarok to stabilize here as Kappa jumps off the map real quick as Team Life's coming out. Pizza Planet Deep Dish continue to hold on to this point, and I know that this is a cliche that we've beaten to death, CB, but Deep Dish look a different team yet again.
Yeah, and I think this is because they are very comfortable on this map, in my opinion. I think this was the map they were truly and honestly waiting for, was a sim map like this. Like, truly and honestly, Ilios is a great sim map.
Right.
We rave on it about being a good Lucio map and stuff like that, but really, like, Symmetra on this map is absolutely insane.
So the rally is used early here on the side of Deep Dish just to keep everybody healthy, as is the Synth Wall. Okay, didn't expect to see both of those later talking with each other as Jeans Booty takes down Master League. The rest comes in, but Kappa trades their life for it. The Shatter comes down, not finding too many, but that aggression forces NA ult management off the map. I wouldn't call that a Charlie Niner, given that they were just trying not to die, and then they ended up, you know, still dying. But a dominant Deep Dish play here, but Psycho Mantis is in, and well is the destination, friends.
Well. Here we see well. So...
Thank you, CB, for that.
Yeah, this is definitely a great Roadhog map. You know, like, if you ever wanted a Roadhog map, this is it. You have the giant pit in the middle.
Though, but I think everybody on the side of Deep Dish here are playing CC heroes. Even Jeans Booty and Jeans Booty, you know, not a CC hero, my mistake. But the Widow is going to be able to find so much value if the team, if any else, are going to be so frightened of being grouped off into that well here. So will be really interesting to see what angles Jeans Booty takes here. So Millie, you can help us out. Come on, buzzing kids. Already peppering that backline. Jeans Booty not landing too many shots, but that pressure is already enough to force NAL to just put pressure on the point one toe at a time. But Master Link finds an off angle to take down Jeans Booty. Wonderful work from that pharmacy duo coming out from NA ult management, and they do eventually cap the point. And oh wow! A really early barrage takes down the tank line. Psycho Mantis is unable to hook the barrage onto the member. Present eventually does take up Master Link, but the point is well and truly under NA ult management's control.
Yeah, and I always harp on this statistic, but if you take first control of the point, you are statistically like 70% likely to win the entire map, and that could be a bad omen for Pizza Planet, but Master Link on this far has been pretty nice, finding some nice angles, and I will give credit to Prophetic as well with that nice pool to charge up that barrage, pulled everyone in there, and Master Link just popping shots into that group.
Speaking of Master Link, the Coalescence is forced out to solo Coalesce the far, which is a really interesting choice. Hero takes down Ransom Preston, winning out that tank battle, as well as it looks like Deep Dish are forced to back up and avoid feeding even more ult charge onto the side of NA ult management. Sky Blue playing the Ashe as well. Not going to be talked about too much this map, as a lot of our attention was focused on the CC abilities coming out from Deep Dish, but Sky quietly plugging away, getting those headshots, and buying Master Link a lot of space with that Ashe shield damage pressure for Master Link to go do what Master Link does best.
Yeah, Neo Gold King swapping onto the Ashe feels pressure to Sky Blue with just so much space to just run around and click on heads. So it'll be interesting to see. We know him as a Doomfist, but oh my gosh.
So Psycho Mantis and Neo Golden King both being taken down as Master Link here is res after being taken from Jeans Booty. The jump into the just enough to keep him alive. And oh my goodness, Master Link with a triple kill with the barrage. Great work here. And it's not just Jeans Booty left on board. Forced to use an ult nice and early, duping the Baptiste to use the ammo field to contest a little longer. And OT is now triggered. The Flux comes out beautifully timed to slam that ball back into the ground. Psycho Mantis gets absolutely deleted. Not able to to get any value out of the Roadhog today. And a great pull coming up, barely misses, almost gets Ratchet Present in. We got Chronozeo using the sound barrier for the first time on this round to keep everybody alive with the contest. And it's now just a Lucio left on point, partnered by Jin's Booty on the Tracer. Psycho Mantis is now back, spinning to winning on the ball. So it's not quite over. These heroes are usually pretty good at stalling. Neo Golden King showing us what they do best on that Doomfist, slamming in, but eating so many CC abilities, and is really lucky not to eat an accretion as they try to cross the well to engage another fight. Neo Golden King gets taken down as well. So any ult manager not playing super aggressive here, knowing that they have the numbers advantage, and knowing that if they play slow, those numbers advantage will eventually translate into kills as long as you don't get picked. And Sky Blue and Masterling are doing just that, playing really safe in the backline, taking some great off angles, just putting in so much damage. And oh, that could be massive! The bomb comes out, but Psycho Mantis bobs the tank line into the well, but it's all for naught. And it is 1-1 here on map 5 in the Overwatch Oasis League as NA Ult Management and Pizza Planet Deep Dish face off for a chance at a shot at the championship in the semifinal, CD.
This is insane. It all comes down to the wire here. Sky Blue, I will say, came alive at the very end and showed why, honestly, in my opinion, is the best hit scan in the lobby. And you know, this is going to be a field day for Sky. You can definitely get away with the Widow here. And I mean, this is just such a great hit scan map.
I mean, if you're on the side of Deep Dish, you definitely go something that counters that Widow better than they. Oh, the only person that's truly a counter, I believe, is the Lucio. Because, oh, never mind, no Lucio, and there's no Diva, no Monkey here. Yeah, Millie, just keep the camera on Sky the whole time, right? Like, I don't... this is going... I mean, I'm hoping for the best here for the sake of Pizza Planet Deep Dish fans, but Sky is just going to have a field day.
Yeah, Master League on the Pharah, lots of cover. No one really talks about Pharah on this map. Lots of cover to work with, and, you know, you can...
Come on, bro.
Oh my gosh,
Sky opening up.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking because I can't even count as quick as Sky can get kills. Prophetic One takes the Chronozeo as well. Budweiser goes down, and Sky, I mean, Sky has sights. Sky has infra sights online already, and I don't know what you do to go counter this. So Neo Golden King, I don't know if trying to disrupt the tank line using the Doomfist, but of course running into the Fortify, running into the Orisa Halt, running into Euro's Accretion here. Maybe the Doomfist pick here is to try to die that Widow, but a lot of times given Sky's excellent positioning, that's going to be really difficult to do. Jin's Booty is going to have a lot on their hands. Ratchet Present already chunked down to half health here as infra sights are activated. So you can see where everybody is, and Mr. Masterling takes that opportunity, finds a quad kill! And the ult manager, this is exactly what you needed, right? All series we have said, and the ult managers are playing slow tanks, are playing patient tanks, right? To enable the enormous damage that Master Link and Sky were able to put out, and that's exactly what they're doing to a T. Not just on any series, not just on any map, but in a playoff game, in the 2-2, in the map 5, and 55% and ticking, and they show no signs of stopping.
The real big problem I have with this.
Oh okay, my goodness, Master already picking it up.
Wow, this is insane. Yeah, I was gonna say the real problem I have with this Doomfist is the fact that yeah, you want to dive the Widow, but the problem is you have a Pharah just absolutely poking you down, and there it is.
Oh my goodness, Sky Blue finds a double, but a rock hits Ransom Present in the face as well. Sky Blue turns that double into a triple as it's 70% and ticking. I mean, you gotta feel for Psycho Mantis. If you're playing the Diva here, what are you supposed to do? Do you dive the Widow? Do you dive the Pharah? Do you use it just to mitigate the damage coming out of Euro and Prophetic? Psycho Mantis has a lot on their hands right now as Ransom Present is still unable to use the Shadow that they charged on that first fight. And Neo Golden King isn't able to use any abilities because you're in spawn! Because Sky Blue is ridiculous! Someone investigate this guy! So the sweep comes out here to interrupt the barrage. Great work coming out of Chronozeo, almost with the nano, but Sky Blue interrupts that really, really quickly as Ransom Present goes down as well. 99% and ticking. It is absolute stall territory here for Pizza Planet Deep Dish. NA Ult Management are looking at championship spot. in the face. Nia Golden gets taken down as
Dude,
well.
this
OC
guy
sitting
is
down. Can they contest?
ridiculous.
No, they cannot.
Jesus.
And
They
Master
pull off
Link
the reverse
carry
sweep.
NA to a reverse
Wow.
sweep here at the Overwatch Oasis. They have booked themselves a spot in the final in the most dramatic fashion possible.
I mean, come on,
This is
guy.
insane.
That was just bonkers.
What?
So, do we have thoughts on an MVP for DPS, perhaps?
I mean, even before that, though, I want to highlight this play right here. Chronozeo, I know Chronozeo got the play, but really, I believe Coach Barry is telling me that that's a Psycho Mantis strat to TP through that chimney, so Psycho Mantis gets a shout out here. What a great play. Rancer Preston finding so much damage as they dropped him through that well, and it's just so... I mean, it's a playoff game, right? It's a semifinal. Every team that's here has earned themselves, has rightfully earned themselves a spot here after a great regular season and winning games in the quarterfinals. And any team would have been a worthy victor here, so you have to feel for Pizza Planet Deep Dish, especially getting reverse swept in the manner that they did. But full credit out to NA Alt Management. They adjusted incredibly quickly after going 2-0 down and just figured out that their style of gameplay was just, no, let's let Sky Blue and let's let Master Link go crazy on the backline. All we have to do as tanks is buy them space and buy them time, and it's paid off. NA Alt Management are your first team in the championship game here in the Overwatch Oasis League. Of course, Ppdd to take on Rogue Knights later, most likely this weekend. But yeah, let's jump over to this discussion. I think Sky Blue takes the damage MVP. I don't think there's much more we can say that we haven't said already, CB.
Yeah, 100%. Sky Blue definitely deserves it. I also want to give, in my opinion, I think Tank MVP should go to Prophetic, because at the very end, Prophetic just came alive. The halts were absolutely massive and game-changing. I mean, we saw how dominant Master Link was on the Pharah, but it was all set up by Prophetic pulling in the people into the halts so that he can just rain down the missiles and, you know, build up that ult so fast, and that's how you saw him get from 0 to 100 on his ults so fast. So Prophetic, in my opinion, was just at the very end there on the last 2, maybe even 3 maps. It was absolutely massive on Tank, especially on that Orisa. And
yeah, I don't have a lot of arguments here. I think Ranch Depressant played a pretty solid series as well, and Euro landing some pretty big accretions on the Sigma, but I agree. I think Prophetic One walks away with that as well. And on the side of, I think it's hard to look past Lenvax on the side of Deep Dish with the incredible amount of Mercy Reses that they were able to pull off. I know they didn't play all the maps, but whenever they did, it was definitely a performance worthy of an MVP pick.
Yeah, for sure. I think Lenvax definitely deserves MVP, but I can't help but also want to throw in Ragnarok as well. The Moira was just absolutely disgusting on some points of these maps. Like saw a quad coming in on Volskaya, double with one single damage orb, but also some pretty clutch coalescences to keep the team in. But yeah, I mean, I'd be down.
Fair enough. So, Millie, is that something you can agree with, or are you going to try to fight us on anything?
No, my only opinion is Sky for MVP of DPS. That's
Fair
it. You
enough.
guys get the other ones.
You know what's crazy, chat? When I first jumped into the lobby here, I had a really long day at work today, and my AC's broken, and I'm just sweating. And so I was a little tired, a little gassed. I was like, I don't know, you know, I'm gonna try my best to like put on the best show I can. And I was a little worried that I wasn't at first, and then NA Ult Management just did what they did best, and here I am, wide awake and ready to go. So thank you so much for joining me. NA Ult Management are your winners tonight, taking the series 3-2, reverse sweeping Pizza Planet Deep Dish. Your MVPs tonight are Prophetic One for the tank line. Of course, a big shout out to Euro for a great performance as well. Sky Blue was what is one of the most dominant performances I've ever had the pleasure of casting. Master Link matching their teammate beat for beat, but Sky Blue just edging it oh so slightly. And Lenvax with some of the biggest, ballsiest reses you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me. NA Ultimate Management booked themselves a spot in the championship game. The second semifinal is coming up this week. Don't miss it. I'm going to try my best to be there for that and try to cast and commentate it. So if you're bored of my voice, please mute me. But thank you so much for joining me, folks. I really don't have anything to say. I'm a little bit overwhelmed at what an incredible series that we got to witness here. Of course, like I said earlier, I'm sorry if this is sappy. This is truly one of my favorite things to do. And to see the teams put on a good show, to see Chat put on a good show, to see Millie go crazy with the weaving camera work, and to have CB back me up is truly one of life's simplest and greatest pleasures. But from everybody here in the Overwatch Oasis League, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, NA Ultimate Management reverse sweep Pizza Planet Deep Dish to take the series 3-2. I'm joined by my color caster tonight, Mr. CB, joined by my cameraman and our lobby master, Million.
Yo,
Good night.
Good night, guys. Thanks for watching.